Do you ever feel like there's a ceiling on your bank account? You get a raise and suddenly your car breaks down. You save $1,000 and an emergency shopping trip wipes it out. You might think you're just bad with money, but the truth is actually much more interesting and hopeful. You aren't lazy and you aren't failing. Your brain is simply a prediction machine that is trying to keep you safe. Today, we're going to stop the cycle of financial self-sabotage using a strategy called the pillar and the playground. It's a way to build wealth that actually respects how your brain works, whether you're 25 or 55. First, we have to understand why we sabotage our success. Your brain has an internal baseline, a subconscious map of how much success or safety you think you deserve. If your baseline is set to struggling and you suddenly get a promotion or a windfall, your brain doesn't see joy, it sees a prediction error. That gap between your old reality and your new success feels dangerous. To close that gap and feel safe again, your brain might shove your rational mind out of the driver's seat and trigger behavioral self-handicapping, like impulse spending or avoiding your bills. You're essentially fighting for the right to exist in a version of yourself that feels familiar, even if that version is broke. To fix this, we use the pillar and playground model. Your pillar is your main financial project. This is where you focus 70% of your energy. For beginners, the biggest mistake is trying to learn everything at once. Stocks, crypto, real estate, taxes. That clutters your mental workbench. Instead, practice serial mastery. Pick one thing. Maybe it's just automating your savings or understanding one index fund, and stick with it for 6 months. Use the 80-20 rule. 80% of your financial results will come from just 20% of your efforts. You don't need a complex app. You just need a notebook. Your notebook is an extension of your brain's workspace, helping you focus on one tool at a time without getting overwhelmed. Here's the part no one tells you. To get better at finance, you need to do things that have nothing to do with finance. This is your playground. You dedicate 30% of your learning energy to two unrelated, dissimilar skills, like watercolor painting, learning a dance, or even a video game. Why? Because learning unrelated things builds cognitive agility. It trains your brain to be a beginner again, which strengthens the compensatory scaffolding in your mind. This low-stakes novelty keeps your mind agile, making it much easier to handle the tricky stuff in your financial pillar without your brain's alarm bells going off. Even with a plan, you'll feel the urge to sabotage. Your brain has a brake pedal called the RIFG, and for many of us, that brake feels a bit spongy. When you feel the physical heat of a desire to spend, don't fight it. Try urge surfing. Grab your notebook and write. The urge to spend is an 8 out of 10 right now. These urges are like waves. They peak and crash within about 20 minutes. By watching the urge instead of acting on it, you're doing a rep in the gym for your brain's brake pedal. And if you're terrified of starting a budget because it might not be perfect, use the bad draft protocol. Tell yourself your only goal is to make the most embarrassing garbage budget imaginable. By making bad the goal, your amygdala stops sensing a threat and you can actually get started. Building wealth isn't just about math. It's about re-anchoring your ship. If your self-worth is only tied to your bank account, every market dip will feel like a life or death threat. Spread your worth across different pillars, your hobbies, your friendships, and your growth. You are not a cold or broken person. You just built a fortress with walls that were a little too high. It's time to find the gate. Start today. Open a notebook. Write down one financial wish, the obstacle in your way, and an if-then plan to bypass it. You've got this. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.